Hey guys, it's Lee. I haven't posted a proper repotting video for a while. Today I'm repotting this guy here, so I thought I'll take you along. It's a Phalaenopsis, actually bought from IKEA, I guess. As you can see, it's in bloom. People say you shouldn't repot when in bloom, but actually I haven't had any bad experience, at least with Phalaenopsis. And this guy's sitting here in a semi-hydro self-watering setup in Leca. As you can see, the plant is not in a very good state overall. It's sitting on a west-facing windowsill. I mean, it's blooming, the leaves are firm, but it could do better, right? Overall, I'm not too convinced with semi-hydro Leca, keeping Phals at least in semi-hydro and Leca. Of all my Phals, there's only one Phal that is doing okay or good in Leca and semi-hydro, and that is this one. It's got 2 flower spikes. It's sitting in Leca. As you can see, the roots are green, no need to water. I mean, it's a self-watering pot anyways. But this guy here grew roots into the reservoir, and I think that's the reason why this guy is doing so great, because most of the time the problem with the Leca in the self-watering setup is that the surface Leca tends to be dry, and the lower parts of the Leca are rather wet or maybe even too wet. So that's the layering problem that Miss Orchid Girl is referring to. And I think maybe that's the problem, why my orchids are not doing too well in semi-hydro. But this one here send out roots into the reservoir, and the root distribute the water all over the pot. So there is no problem with the layering. Maybe that's the reason, I don't know. Some people say Leca has a problem with the pH. The pH goes too far up, and then it makes it hard for the plants to resorb the fertilizer, the nutrients. So what am I going to repot this guy in? Honestly, I'm going to stick to self-watering, but I'm going to change the media. Why am I doing this? I have a friend who just got a window garden, and there's a lot of light there, but she tends to overwater and does not have much time on hand. So I thought self-watering is still the best solution for her to keep her orchids. Actually, I do keep a lot of my Phals and self-watering in Leca still, although I'm not too happy, but what can I do? I only have this and that much time, right? But I'm not going to use Leca. A friend of mine, Andre, he started potting his orchids up in Lechuza. Disclaimer, not affiliated with Lechuza or anything like that. I don't have enough followers for that. Much too small account. But I want to try it out. So I went to the internet and looked for Lechuza and orchids, and some people said they had very great success because the Lechuza is pre-fertilized and the orchids were doing well. Then others said they're not taking it well at all. And then Miss Orchid Girl tested Lechuza orchid pond, that is, with a lower amount of fertilizer in it. But still, the ppm in the reservoir was still above 700 or so, way too high. But I still wanted to try out the Lechuza because my friend Andy says there is no layering effect, or not noticeable. The media, he said, was wet to the touch even on the surface. So then I went on looking on the Lechuza webpage, and I found this thing here. It's Basicpon. It's basically the same material but without the fertilizer in it. So I thought this might be a better solution. with the same wicking effect of the material, but without the amount of fertilizer that burns your roots. And I'm just going to add the fertilizer on top of it later on into the reservoir. So I went ahead and found these pots here on eBay. They have the same color as the flowers of, or pretty much the same color of the orchid, and my friend likes this color. The good thing about this one here is it has this window, so you can see when the reservoir is full or empty, so that's when she knows she has to add water. And then in that pot is a pot where the orchid goes into, and there's the wig that actually wicks. It's supposed to wick the water into the pot, right? What I don't like about this is that the inner part where the orchid goes is not transparent. You cannot see or judge how the roots are doing, if they're dying, if they're very green, if they're gray. So we cannot tell how it looks inside the pot. That's why I'm going to replace it with another pot, a bigger wig that fits just perfectly in here. But as you can see, there are larger holes on the bottom of the pot. So what do? I'll just take some Leca and put it into those holes, because the media that I'm going to use is much smaller than the holes, and it would definitely go through the holes into the reservoir, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm just gonna kind of put a lid on those holes with Leca, just like so, and I should be fine. So as you can see, there are roots in the pot. Some of them are more white because or more silvery because I let the orchid sit on the drier side lately, because I was wondering if it was all too wet. Some of the roots are green. Don't know if it's whether this is because of algae. So high time to repot and check out how this plant is doing. It's been inside this pot, I think, for a year or a year and a half. I'm not too sure anymore. And you can see there were new roots growing into the pot, but this part should actually be covered with media, and it's not. That's something I see with this self-watering setup, Leca setup, a lot, that the majority, not the majority, but part of the plant is just not in the media. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to soak the orchid in order for the roots to get more pliable, and so that they don't break during the repot. So I fill up the whole pot with water and let it just sit there for about 10 minutes, and just let it soak and soften the roots. So the orchid has been soaking for quite a while now, I think about 20 minutes even, and or 30. Let's try to get this out. I don't think it's gonna be easy. Or maybe it is easy? Oh, there's a root there, and I just broke it off. Well then. Just press it up and hope it comes out. Well, this wasn't too bad, I have to say. But then the roots that are attached to the pot are a problem. Or is it just the wig? No, these are roots. And this one I just broke off, I think. Yeah. I should try and be more gentle, as there are some good roots and I don't want to... See this root here? It is attached to the wig, which is a problem because I can't get it off. Maybe I'll just cut off the wig. Or I'll just leave it as it is. There we go. So these roots are firm. I just broke off another tip, yes. But they somehow, all the algae, the roots just don't look good. They don't, I don't know, they're firm, they're alive, but somehow they look weird and I smell something's not smelling too good. It's dying roots actually. But these are firm root and root tips. So just try to remove most of the leca. I don't have to be too serious about it because leca doesn't decompose. So I do have some dead roots here that are not firm. You can see the outer part of the root, the velamen or whatever it's called, is already dead and soft, and there's only the inner part of the root left. Too bad it's attached to a live part. Now, if I only had like this one root left on this whole plant, I would leave it and not cut it. But since I do have enough roots left, I will cut this away because this part is gonna rot anyway, so don't want to have any rotting material in the pot later on, right? So I'll just, as brutal as it seems, I'll just cut it off. And I hope I got the right one. Look at that. All these living roots. Too bad. But then the rest is all firm roots. I don't think I need to cut away anymore. So that's quite a good amount of roots to start with. These are used and adapted to living in self-watering. But I don't know. I think due to the change of media, a part of the roots will die off anyways. Alright, so let's open this and check it out. I'm afraid the media might be too small. Don't know if there is enough aeration for the roots then. So I gave the media a little rinse just to get rid of the dust there. And as you can see, it's really pretty tiny. Ooh, I don't know. So the repot should be fairly easy because the material is not so chunky and gets in between the roots pretty easily. And this is my prepared pot with the Leca on the bottom to cover up the holes. And then you'd like to start with a layer of media first, so the roots cannot get to the bottom that easily and don't get wet too much. That should do, and then you insert the plant and hope that there's enough space in the pot. Try to give a little twist. Try not to break too much. It's easier actually to repot a plant that doesn't have many roots, but then it's tougher for the plant, of course. So I'm twisting and I'm pressing down the plant a bit while I'm doing so. The thing is, yay, I have my plant in there now, as you can see, but what is wrong, I don't see my wig anymore. It's been pushed all the way down. I think I'll just pull it up. Yes. And I think we're ready to go. Oh, there's another flower spike coming. Didn't see that. Here, I don't know if you can see it. Well then, let's hope this flower spike survives somehow. What did I say in the beginning? Some people say don't repot during the flowering. And then you just do like that for the media to fall in between the roots.
Oh, I just broke a root. Tap, tap, tap.
So, ta-ta! This is what it looks like. I'm still a bit worried about the material, the media, because it's so small. I don't know if this will suffocate the roots. We will see. But the color of the pot and the flowers, it just matches perfect, and it's my friend's favorite color, so this can go to my friend now. Bye.